This is the brand new iPhone 17 Pro, and after daily driving it for the last few days, it's time for my day in the life test. We're going to be putting the iPhone 17 Pro through its paces. We're going to be testing out the performance, the display, the cameras, the software, to show you guys a realistic expectation of what it's really like to use the iPhone 17 Pro day to day. So, it's 8:50, our battery percentage is at 100%. Let's get into this day in the life. Alright, so we made it to Wellington Waterfront, and right now it's 10:15, our battery percentage is at 92%. And let's talk about the display on the iPhone 17 Pro. And this time around, Apple's actually put in some meaningful upgrades to the displays on the iPhone 17s. And while most of the features are the same as last year's model, like the size, the 120Hz refresh rate, the iPhone 17s now rock a maximum peak brightness of 3000 nits, which is about the same as the Pixel 10. And this makes the display so much easier to look at under all types of lighting conditions. Now, the second upgrade on the display is the anti-reflectiveness. While it's not quite as good as Samsung's S25 Ultra's anti-reflectiveness, this is still really good and a great step for iPhones, because it's one thing to have great brightness, but if the screen is too reflective, it kind of defeats the whole purpose because you can't really see it under sunlight with the sun reflecting your face. It really is pretty much one of the best displays you can get on any phone right now, but there's one feature that is missing on here: a QHD display. While at this size, it really isn't that big of a deal. Other phones like the S25 Ultra have a QHD display, so the 17 Pro doesn't quite beat the display on that phone, but overall, pretty good stuff from the iPhone 17 Pro's display. Deserves a solid A to A+ grade. Alright, now time to head off to uni. Let's get going.
Yeah, they got the cameraman right.
What's good, fam? What's good, fam?
Alright, so it's now 12:17, battery percentage is now at 80%, and now is a pretty good time to get our phone protected with a case, which is where my friends at Tech come in. So Tech have sent me out their standard case 4.0 for the iPhone 17 Pro, the thinnest case you can get that provides solid protection against scratches and everyday use while giving that caseless feel. Measuring it only 0.6mm thick and weighing only about 13 grams, it really feels like you're not using a case and almost just like holding the phone just as it is. It also has a camera control cover, allowing for full functionality and protection over their very expensive to repair camera control button. It's made out of premium plastic, so it feels really nice to the touch with a similar texture to the aluminium finish on the iPhone 17 Pro. Combine it with a super clickable button and you really got a really nice case here. It's MagSafe compatible and can be enhanced using the magnet ring. It's also available in Arctic Frost or Red Eye Frost, so if you got your iPhone in blue or in white, you can match it either way, or just switch it up anytime you feel like it. You can also get the premium matte screen protector, which reduces glare and reflections even more, and is super easy to apply with the application kit. Tech cases are available for all the iPhone 17 models, so make sure to check the link in the description to get yours today. And thank you once again to Tech for sponsoring this video. Now, it's time to head off to Plus. Let's get going now. Hi, how's it going?
You want to see something?
Pretty slick. Alright, so just finished up my class, got some lunch. It's currently 1:56, battery percentage is at 71%. Now, we're going to talk about the performance after I finish my lunch. Okay, let's find somewhere a bit more nicer to film it. Let's talk about the performance. Alright, it's now 2:18, battery percentage is at 65%. Now let's talk about the performance on the 17 Pro. And they've brought in quite a few changes, just like the display, that are pretty meaningful. First off, there's now a vapor chamber, which is a first for iPhones. What a vapor chamber does is that it allows more heat to be dissipated throughout the body of the phones, which helps keep the phone cooler and running more smoother over time, which is especially helpful for gaming or for heavy multitasking. And the second upgrade they've made is that now the iPhone 17 Pros have 12GB of RAM, which is 4 more than last year. definitely a great bonus and a lot more future-proofing while matching other competitors like the S25 Ultra. Now, I was running the new A19 Pro chip, and honestly, everything here has been super quick, super snappy and fast. Now, switching up to gaming, Genshin Impact can be run at pretty much the highest graphics. You can actually go up to 120 FPS mode, which this phone can handle perfectly fine. And even after a few minutes of gameplay, it doesn't feel too hot. Like, it's a little bit warm, but it doesn't feel like it's burning your hand, which is great to see that the vapor chamber is working. I am a bit concerned that if you do try play 120 FPS mode for an extended period of time, it might get a lot more hotter, but I'm still pretty impressed overall. You're really going to be future-proofing yourself with the performance on this phone, and I think the performance here deserves a solid A to A+ grade. Great stuff forever. Now, time to head off to my next class. Let's get going now. Alright, so it's now 4:22, battery percentage is now at 54%. Now let's talk about the cameras on the iPhone 17 Pro, which have now all gotten 48 megapixel sensors. And the telephoto lens has also been upgraded, so it's a larger sensor compared to last year's pretty tiny telephoto lens. The focal length has also been changed, so it's now 4x instead of 5x, and digital zoom up to 40x. The next upgrade that's on the iPhone 17 Pros is actually the selfie camera, which is now an 18 megapixel square sensor, which allows you to take selfies horizontally and vertically, which is pretty cool. So let's take a few photos and see what the iPhone 17 Pro can do. Starting off with the ultra wide lens, we get some really nice sharp shots. Plenty of detail, good colors, tones, and dynamic range, but a little softer in difficult lighting. On the main lens, we get some excellent detailed shots with great dynamic range and sharpness. Colors and tones are on point, and cropping into 2x, we still retain the same sharpness and dynamic range as if it wasn't cropped. Switching to the new telephoto lens, we get some really nicely compressed background blur and great details and sharpness. This lens is also great for portraits, but can also look a little softer in difficult lighting. Now, with the new selfie camera, we get some really cool shots being able to take photos in landscape and vertical without moving the orientation of the phone, which is great because your eyes are more centered, and results are sharp, clear, and have great dynamic range. Portrait mode is still average, the hair detection still struggles as seen in this shot, but the amount of background blur and separation created is nice. Now let's talk about video on the iPhone 17 Pros. Now they can shoot up to 4K 120, and they also have Log 2 as well, so that's pretty cool, along with the ProRes stuff. So if you are into professional videography, then the iPhone 17 Pros are definitely one of the best for videos. Bye! And personally, when it comes to videos, I think the iPhones do the best job in pretty much all aspects. In 0.5, you get a really nice wide field of view, and I do feel like the stabilization is solid enough for all types of environments and vlogging. So definitely a great choice for most people who just want something that shoots great videos. So altogether, the cameras on the iPhone 17 Pro are pretty solid. You're getting very high resolution sensors that take pretty good photos in pretty much any kind of condition. They still look iPhone processed, and they're not quite the best photos you can take on a smartphone. That belongs to the Vivo X200 Ultra. But in terms of pretty much everyday practical usages, this takes good photos, and I really don't have any complaints. When it comes to videos, the 17 Pro takes some of the best videos you can get on any smartphone and has a lot of features that really makes it perfect for filmmakers and cinematographers. So altogether, the cameras on the 17 Pro deserve somewhere between an A and A+ grade. Now it's 4:45, battery percentage is now at 45%. We're about to head off soon to an event, so let's get ready for that. Let's get going.
See ya.
Dry it, please. I used to have a top on that. You're gonna have to sit quite ugly. Oh. Yeah, it's.
It actually feels lighter.
No, let me get the screensaver. I mean, like the screen itself. I don't like mine.
I get the easy side.
I'm telling them all after. You want to go with less?
Nick, open your eyes!
Are they serious?
It works because she has the American accent.
Hello. Hello. How are you, buds?
Not What's up, guys? Subscribe to Upwards, best YouTube channel.
Oh, I thought we had a seat.
Alright, so it's now 6:57, battery percentage is at 27%. We're just waiting in line for the West Half event. But let's talk about the design and software and the features of the iPhone 17 Pro. So design-wise, the 17 Pro has an aluminium unibody, which is quite a big change from the titanium body on the last generation. Now, it doesn't feel quite as premium, but it's a bit more ergonomic with its curved shape, and it also has ceramic shield on the front and back, version 2. So that's quite nice, seeing that you're getting a bit more protection on the front and the back of the phone. Now, another change they made is that the antenna bands are now wrapped around the camera bump, which from my day-to-day usage, I think actually improves the network connectivity, which is always a good thing. iOS 26 with about 7 years of software upgrades, but we still don't have many AI features. While I don't use AI tools often, it's still apparent that Apple is behind the game with their current AI implementations. Other features include Face ID, USB 3.2, and slightly faster charging at 40 watts. Pretty standard iPhone features. Overall, the design, software and features deserve an A grade. Alright, so we wrapped up the events, 9:31, battery percentage is at 16%, but I head home, and then after that we're going to talk about the battery performance throughout the day. Let's get going. Alright, so we're back home now. It's now 10:37 and our battery percentage is at 10%. So let's jump into the battery usage to see how the iPhone 17 Pro did during the day. So today we've had a screen on time of 5 hours and 5 minutes with a usage of 90%. It's about average for a phone of this size. It's about the same as the Pixel 10 Pro from my kind of testing. So altogether, the battery performance on the 17 Pro deserves an A- grade. Now, let's wrap up my thoughts about the iPhone 17 Pro. And honestly, it's a good phone. They've really refined a lot of things that were missing on the 16 Pro, and I don't really feel like there's anything that's compromised. The iPhone 17 Pro is not a unique phone. It's not special in any way. There's no special features. There's nothing that makes this phone amazing. But it's solid. It gets all the things that you would want a phone to get done well. And there are only a couple areas that I think need a bit more improvement in. First off, the battery life is not very impressive. And while I'm not a huge fan of AI, I'm still disappointed that all those features that they promoted from last year still haven't arrived to the 17 Pro. And honestly, even the AI features that are on here are not that great still. But what you're getting is a super bright display, solid performance with a vapor chamber that actually keeps this phone pretty cool, and a really solid set of cameras, and in my opinion, the best videos you can get on a smartphone. So altogether, the iPhone 17 Pro gets an 89 out of 100 grade rating. This puts it ahead of the Pixel 10 Pro, but behind the Vivo X200 Ultra, which is still my favorite phone, and objectively the best phone out there still. Alright, I'm Upwards. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.